Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another interesting topic. Actually, as a matter of fact, a continuation to my Rahu series of the Rahu transit in 2017. Okay, so today we will be discussing about what will be the effects of Rahu in this particular transit for Scorpio moon sign people. Okay, so as we know that Rahu moved into the zodiac sign of Cancer from Leo, because it moves backwards always. Rahu and Ketu always move backwards. So on the 18th of August, Rahu moved from the zodiac sign of Leo into Cancer, and it's going to stay there for another 18 months or so. So it's a very important transit, because first, Rahu is a major malefic, and secondly, it is going to stay there for a long time, just like, you know, transits of other planets which stay for a long time. Like in case of Jupiter, it stays in one zodiac sign for 1 year when it's transiting, or in case of Saturn, it stays in one zodiac sign for 2.5 years when it's transiting. So it makes it even more important. And why another reason is that Rahu, like I said, is majorly malefic in nature, and people are kind of very concerned, scared as to how Rahu is going to behave. So when Rahu transits into a zodiac sign, Ketu also transit at that very moment, right opposite to it. So for Scorpio moon sign people, Rahu will be transiting into their 9th house, and Ketu will be transiting into their 3rd house, right opposite. Like Rahu will be transiting into the zodiac sign of Cancer, which will be the 9th house for Scorpio moon sign people, and Ketu will be transiting into the 3rd house, which is the zodiac sign of Capricorn, which is right opposite to Rahu. Okay, so if you see on the screen here, you'll see number 8. Number 8 means the 8th zodiac sign, which is Scorpio. But please don't get confused by this number 8 placed on the ascendant on the screen, as you can see, or the 1st house, because we are not talking about the effects of Rahu for the next 18 months for Scorpio ascendant people. We are talking about the effects of Rahu for Scorpio moon sign people, just because of the reason that transits, or gochara as it's called in Sanskrit, is always considered from the moon sign. So look at your birth chart, your natal birth chart, and in case your moon is placed in the zodiac sign of Scorpio, where number 8 is written, actually number 8 means Scorpio, then this video is for you. Okay, by the way, whenever moon sits there in the zodiac sign of Scorpio, moon also gets weak because it's debilitated. And also, you know, certain astrologers do feel that transits should also be considered from the ascendant as well, but there are different opinions on that, and I'm not going to argue on that. But as per the ancient scriptures, it's very clearly mentioned that transits should be considered from the moon sign. If you want to, you can consider it from the ascendant of Scorpio as well, but I'm not going to guarantee that it is going to be spot on as far as the prediction is concerned. Okay, so like I said, we'll be talking about the transit of Rahu and the effects of Rahu for Scorpio moon sign people, and I do not have great news for you. Okay, because in the 9th house, when Rahu transits in the 9th house from the natal moon, it's not a very lucky time for you. Okay, because first of all, 9th house is a house of luck. So that's why I used the word lucky. It may not be very lucky for you. 9th house is a house of luck. It's a house of fortune. It's a house of guru. It's a house of higher learning. It's a house of travel, especially pilgrimage and travels related to any kind of religious travel. So 9th house is very, your father also is representative through the 9th house. So 9th house transit from the moon, as per the ancient scriptures, is not auspicious at all. So I'll be very plain and blunt with you. Okay, I'm not going to mince my words and say, okay, well, it may be good, may not be good. It's going to be challenging for you. So you'll have some kind of a negative impact related to your father, related to your relationship with your father, or father's health, or your own fortune, your own business. Your own business travels may not yield you the results you were expecting. Your pilgrimages may not be very fruitful. You may not get a good guru. You may fall into some kind of a guru who's not a real guru. Maybe, you know, one of these present day gurus who are there just to kind of, you know, make money off you. Or we're reading a lot in the newspapers about another guru who has been in some kind of a legal trouble thanks to his deeds. I'm not going to name that person, but I hope you can understand. So you may fall into that kind of a trap as well. So not a good time. Also, as it is, moon is debilitated in your birth chart, and when moon is debilitated in somebody's birth chart, natal birth chart, he has challenges related to health. Of course, you have to see the ascendant as well, but generally, you know, you'll see some kind of a challenge related to health, because health can also be taken or considered from the moon as well. And now this transit also is going to have some kind of a negative impact on your health. So be extremely careful, you know, take good care of yourself, eat well, eat your greens, do your yogas and your exercises, or going to the gym, and keep your mind calm, because of course, when, you know, moon, first of all, it's debilitated, it gives you, or may give you, a weak mind. And also, you know, on top of this transit where moon is moving, where Rahu is moving into the 9th house from your natal moon, that also may impact your mental health as well. So be strong in your mind, and do not let any weakness overcome the strength of your mind. Otherwise, you'll, you know, end up making mistakes and blunders in this next 18 months period, starting from August the 18th, 2017, when Rahu is transiting your 9th house. Okay, so health also has to be taken into consideration. Your wealth also has to be taken into consideration. Your wealth may suffer some kind of a negative impact, so don't try to go overboard when it comes to, you know, buying lavish things or expensive cars, or, you know, luxurious homes. Just put it off for the next 18 months. Okay, this is not a great period. Put off all your professional if you want to make changes in your professional life, so put that off as well for the next 18 months. If you want to start a new business venture, put that off for the next 18 months. If you want to get into a romantic or a marital relationship, put it off for the next 18 months. Okay, so any kind of an auspicious activity you should put off, and also any kind of a risk which you may want to take in the next 18 months is not recommended at all. Be it change in your profession, changing jobs while staying in the same profession, or starting a new business, or expansion of your present business activity as well. Okay, a very, very challenging time. And also, you know, challenging time in finding the right path of religion, finding the right guru, like I mentioned. Also, you know, your children's health may suffer as well, so be extremely careful on that account, because you know, this is a very tough period for you. Also, you know, sometimes parents may find some kind of a challenge related to children going and getting mixed up with some elements which are, you know, not very healthy for them. Like, you know, sometimes in extreme cases it could be drugs, or it could be, you know, any kind of a theft related activity, you know, bad company, some kind of a scandal. All these things have to be taken into consideration while Rahu transits your 9th house from your natal moon. Okay, so be extremely careful. Sometimes your relationship with your children may not be all that great in this next 18 months. So, you know, just try to be calm, you know, take extra precaution and care as to, you know, where your children are going and whom they're interacting with. Take good care of their health. Just make sure they don't, you know, mix with any anti-social elements, and if in case there's a conflict between you and your children, then try to, do not escalate it. Try to, calm down things, and try to cool it as much as you can. Of course, I know it's not in our hands most of the time, but it's all the planets which are playing their game. But not their game. Well, I shouldn't be using the word game. It's basically a representation of or the result of our own karma, past life karma, pretty much. But these are little remedies or little tips where you can just stay put and do not lose your temper. Relationship with your spouse also may not be all that great, so if there's a conflict, do not escalate the conflict. Take a back seat and just stay calm in this 18 months period for people with the moon sign of Scorpio. Okay, now having said that, you also know I also mentioned that Ketu is going to be moving into your third house from your natal moon, which is not a bad transit. Okay, so some of the negative impact of this Rahu transit is going to be nullified to some extent. I wouldn't say completely, because Rahu supersedes the whole scene, but or he is more important in the whole scheme of events in the next 18 months. But Ketu in the third house will give you some kind of positive impact as far as its placement into the third house from your natal moon is concerned, for Scorpio moon sign people. Okay, so thankfully it's moved into third house, which is not a bad transit. And also Ketu is going to help you as far as gaining momentum as far as your incomes and some kind of wish fulfillment is concerned as well. Okay, so don't be overly bothered about this negative Rahu transit. You'll get some help from Ketu as well. And like I said, it may help you in getting the right advice. That's one, from good friends. And also it may help you get some kind of an income or wish fulfillment in certain areas. So overall, I would say it's a mixed period for you, but more on the negative side and less on the positive side. So the positive will come from Ketu, but like I said, Rahu's effect is going to overrule the whole impact of this Rahu impact, or the Rahu transit rather, in the next 18 months period. Also look at your other transits or other 7 planets, okay, where they're transiting and how they're affecting you, especially planets which have been transiting in your zodiac sign from your moon for a long period of times, like for example Saturn, or for example Jupiter. Look at those transits as well, as to whether they are good or bad. And if they are bad, then there's a double negative impact, and they are good, then many of this negative impact of the Rahu transit is going to be nullified or balanced to a great extent. Okay, also do not jump to a final conclusion yet. Look at your dashas or your periods operating, and look at it from the nakshatra dashas and look at it from the rashi dashas, both. I always keep recommending, don't just base your analysis on a nakshatra dasha. Look at it from the rashi dasha as well. So in case those operating periods of dashas are positive for you, then of course this negative impact of Rahu's transit for the next 18 months is going to be balanced or nullified to a great extent. So these are little pointers which I gave you as far as the Rahu's transit into the zodiac sign of Cancer is concerned for Scorpio moon sign people. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and in the meanwhile I will recommend subscribe to my channel, check out my website, there is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic in Vedic astrology in my next session very soon. Goodbye.